So the reason I started homeschooling Ava was I am not a professional, so I'm doing the best I can. And the reason I started was because at the Autism Center is literally not a school. It's 40 hours of ABA and they're working on behaviors. There is a little bit of education in there, definitely with her speech device, but they don't necessarily have a curriculum. They're trying to get her to pay attention. They're trying to get her to sit down. They're trying to get her to the point where she has skills where she could be in a classroom, which was actually supposed to start last September. But you know, the pandemic, that's what changed it, because Ava would have definitely been in school, which I feel she is ready for. The reason she stayed at the Autism Center is because of her seizures, and I was just scared of her getting COVID. In the school that she was supposed to go to didn't really have their shit together. Like, what were they going to do with these kids? Were they going to be home, hybrid, go in, or whatever? So that was my major concern, you know, especially also with the transportation. So it started when the Autism Center said she lost colors, like a regression. She knew her colors and then she didn't know her colors. So then I was like, well, I'm going to teach her colors, which, you know, you've seen prior videos, and she does seem to know her colors, right? And the thing about Ava is motivation. Drinking my cold tea. Motivation, you know, and that's a lot of things, like, and I notice with other autistic people or kids, not putting them all together, but if they're not interested in what they're doing, they don't want to do it. So that is definitely Ava's thing. So the problem with homeschooling Ava, I have the activities. I'm really shooting from the hip on the activities. I'm trying to, I want to thank the woman who reached out to me, because I post everything on like 25 different Facebook groups, and people reach out to me and have given me a lot of services. There was a speech therapist that talked to me for like an hour and a half on instant message and was explaining to me how to use the speech device. So I've changed my thought process with the speech device. So the speech device, I don't just ask for demands like show me this, show me this, show me this. I do have her show me, but in a take turns type of way, meaning I can communicate with you with it and you can communicate with me with it. And then it also works on taking turns. And the thing about Ava is she's at the Autism Center for a long time during the day. And for years, she just got to come home, chill, be with her tablet, do her own thing. And essentially, she fights the homeschooling thing. So if you see kind of like me constantly having to say sit down, or her trying to whine and cry, because whining and crying works at the Autism Center. It's not an autism thing, it's a tantrum thing, because she doesn't want to necessarily do it. The reason I don't feel bad is because literally this is 1 hour of her life 3 days a week. Like, maybe we move to an hour and a half as she really gets going, or I really come up with some concept that I want to work on, but I always feel like I'm restarting and redoing to make sure she hasn't lost certain things. And I'm also having a problem trying to figure out how to get her to the next level. But at least I feel like I'm doing something, and she severely knows. It shows that she knows a lot more than I know how to pull out of her, okay? So I'm working on that. I'm trying to educate myself, but in the same scheme of time, like, I work 40 hours a week. I pick her up, I drop her off, I cook, I clean, you know, so it's really hard to squeeze this in. So I'm trying my best. And like today when we did homeschool, we didn't do much because she wasn't really with it, and she was crying and she wanted to go to the bathroom. And you know, the bathroom is the escape plan, because you know, with the whole a bathroom request will always be honored, right? And I agree with that. Like the Autism Center, if she asks to go to the bathroom, she's great with the bathroom, at least in our house, and it will always be honored. So that's where we're at here. If she was more compliant and not trying to weasel her way out, I feel like we could get a lot more done. But it's also consistency, because she knows she's gonna come and sit down. So it's like I need to stay consistent, because once I stay consistent, she's more receptive to doing things when I stay consistent. If I take off a week, take off a day here and there, it's almost like we start from scratch on I'm gonna cry for 2 weeks because I don't want to do this. Opposed to if I stayed consistent for 3 weeks, it's like the more consistent I am, the more she's willing to participate, because she understands this is what's going to happen. So I need to stay consistent. So I was trying to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Today is Monday. So that is the plan. And I always end with a COEX, because Ava on the VB map, which is the map that gauge skills for autism, well, what they use at the Autism Center, her COEX had no number. Like, she had 0 COEX. She would not repeat for years. She's been there 3 years now. So when she finally started repeating, like, I could not be happier. She did repeat at the speech therapist we used to go to on Saturday, but not consistently, right? I took her for 1.5 years. She'd do it sometimes, not other times, but she wouldn't do it for me at all. So now she does it for me. She does it at the Autism Center. You know, I had to fight to keep that in the plan, because they're big on data and proof that things are working, and it really wasn't working. And once I fought for that, it was like, for some reason, she started repeating. And they said they really feel they could get her to say mama, which is big. They never overpromise with the Autism Center. They never say they can get a kid to do something they don't really think she can do. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get the mama, okay? You don't understand. But I'm also excited for her to start school in September, and hopefully they'll send home homework so I can work on her getting to the next level too. You know what I mean? Because I want to be active. I need to get this child to the next level. I'm still under the impression from the developmental pediatrician that if this child was functionally talking, which I haven't given up on her talking, if she was functionally talking, she would she still might be delayed, but not as delayed, you know. So we're working on that. You know, I asked God this year for a couple things with her development, and so far he is doing a bang up job. You got to keep the faith. Keep the faith. All right.
Yeah, autism, I'm strong. Do anything for her, baby. You know that it's so amazing. Yeah, autism, I'm strong. Every day, autism, I'm strong. Boston, what up?